Is SBF about to just absolutely walk away from the whole FTX collapse? And I just honestly cannot believe the evidence that I'm currently seeing online and everything that is currently happening in the SBF case. So guys, you really want to watch this video from the beginning until the end, because this whole case just got so ridiculous beyond belief. So you really want to watch this video from the beginning and until the end. And first, let's quickly take a look at what is happening with Bitcoin, because we saw a small quick technical analysis, and then we're gonna move on to all the juicy, crazy, ridiculous stuff about SBF. So we saw some pump, a tiny bit of small volume, but again, if we're gonna go to bigger time frames, then we're gonna see that there is no volume. And right now, we're actually, before you celebrate this pump, you really want to see a closure in 4 hour with some volume above this resistance, which is actually this downward upward sloping resistance and also this red horizontal resistance, which both consequently are actually coming in at 16,900. Now this is a very important level, and then I think the next order block, you could argue, could be at about $17,000. So if we can clear $17,000, then our road will be open to 17,300, which is going to be also a very important order block right here. Then the next one at about $18,000. And why I'm going in such small increments? Simply because the price is so weak, the volume is so small, the volatility is so small that even smallest, weakest levels can actually turn the price or not let it go higher or lower. So in this case, this is just what it is. So okay, let's move on to the whole SBF shenanigan. And before we do, guys and girls, remember that if you want to be trading actively yourself, then number one, join my free Discord channel, link down in the description of this video, and you need a exchange that you can trust. And with my exclusive links down in the description of this video, you can claim up to $8,000 in initial deposit bonuses with BitGet and up to $30,000 with Bybit, both of which I actually still use till this day, and I trust them, both Bybit and BitGet. So if you want to be using one of those, then there is a link down in the description to both of those exchanges to some incredible bonuses. But certainly join my free Discord channel, because this is where we're posting all of our trades on basically the daily basis, and we have huge plans for 2023 for sure. So go join us right now. So let's go to this first thing, which is unbelievable, is that SBF has pled not guilty to all charges as judge grants redacted of bail. And we're gonna get to this, like this is like even more ridiculous. So SBF believes that he's not guilty, and we have to ask ourselves, what kind of a card could he be playing here? Because they have a huge defense. I mean, he's got some very good lawyers. So there has to be some kind of a very smart play here. And once I actually show you everything that I have to show you here today, you will start to think, what if SBF is actually going to get off the hook? Because he's got friends in very high places that still, even after this whole collapse, are not actually, seems like they're not actually turning on him at this point. So certainly, I mean, when somebody's pleading not guilty in the United States, that means that they're going to trial, and that, you know, if they're going to be convicted, they're going to get the maximum sentence, which right now, if he's going to be convicted, it's more than 100 years in jail, which let me know down in the comments if you think he deserves. But nonetheless, he's pleading not guilty, so he's risking it to go to trial. And certainly, right now, the trial date has been set on October the 2nd as so-called nonsense judge Lewis Kaplan. So he basically will be walking a free man just like me and you, with, you know, stolen billions of dollars and just walking the streets enjoying the Christmas. While even the top G is in jail in Romania, this guy is walking free. This is so unfair. It's absolutely, I mean, I'm not advocating for top G, but it's just an interesting comparison that this guy, who has done much more damage theoretically, is walking the streets. And I mean, this is just unbelievable. So, but anyway, and next thing is that Judge Lewis Kaplan granted SBF's redaction request. So basically what this redaction request is that their lawyers and SBF requested that the names of two individuals who co-signed his bond be redacted. So SBF made the request out of the concern for their safety. So we all remember that he was let out of jail, which he should not have been, but whatever, on a $250 million bail, which was ridiculous already, because it wasn't like nobody posted the $250 million bail in cash. It was two unknown entities and the parents of SBF posting their California $4 million home as a whatever, as a collateral. But then there are two people who also posted some money. So, and now they've redacted those two names. So we don't know who these people are and why are they redacted. Well, supposedly for their safety, but something is telling me that they've done it because it's some famous. Maybe it's Kevin O'Leary, maybe it's somebody else, maybe it's somebody close to the government, maybe to the politicians, maybe to something else. It just stinks. It's so fishy, it's beyond belief. And I mean, right now, stolen billions of dollars, walking free until the trial starts in October. So why not set it up for 2027? I don't know, whatever. And then also, redacting the names of people who are actually backing him right now is just so shady, and it gets worse. So the thing is right now that by Laura Shin, there is this interesting piece that I want you to listen to, that actually Morton here, he thinks that SBF could actually get off the hook because of, they could actually call it business failure and not fraud. So this is what could be, the Caroline could be, throwing Sam under the bus and all the executives of FTX. But then they could play the card of the business failure. And having so many friends in the high places, as we just proved that they still have, and they still have their support, could be that the case will be steered towards business failure. Let's listen to this.
Jeremy Spence, who was sentenced to about 48 months, I want to say. He was 25.
So there is Jeremy Spence, who was doing a simple crypto Ponzi scheme, and he was 25 years old, and he got a few $1 million, and then he got sentenced to 48 months in prison. So, and this guy, Martin, he is saying that this is awfully similar to what SBF did, just on a bigger scale.
5-year-old kid, he did a classic Ponzi scheme. He raised around $3-4 million, and he basically just, did a classic Ponzi. 42 months, not bad at all. Could have been a lot more, and it's crypto related. This is a much bigger scheme, but in many ways, this is a business failure as much as it is a crime.
So, that being said, they could actually play the card of business failure. And how ridiculous would this be? Now, I'm going to get to the topic of what I think Sam Bankman is going to get in terms of the, prison time. Does this really mean he's going to get off the hook, meaning he's going to walk free tomorrow? The answer is, he's already walking free. Let's admit to this. So, let's move on to this really quickly before I tell you my real opinion on this. And this is where shit just goes nuts. Honestly, guys. So, WH spokesperson says meetings with SBF were focused on pandemic prevention. Really? Seriously? Let's listen to this.
So let me give you a few rundowns here.
Give those to us.
As we've previously confirmed, as you know, I know you're following this very closely. These meetings included Steve Ricchetti and Bruce Reed. The meetings focused on pandemic prevention related to Sam Bankman-Fried's foundation and general information on the cryptocurrency industry.
Yeah, okay, pandemic prevention. So now they're gonna be the White House is saying, oh, this is me, by the way, follow me on Twitter. So White House currently is saying that we were meeting with SBF, pandemic prevention stuff. Guys, it just doesn't look like a traditional under the rug. Just sweep it under the rug. But the thing is that usually, in these kinds of instances, people would be thrown under the bus. But something is telling me that they're going to be playing really this card here. And theoretically, as I said, Sam Bankman actually, pleading not guilty means that if he's convicted, he can get up to like 100 or more years in prison. But he knows what he's doing, and his lawyers know what they're doing. So potentially, if they play this card right with this judge that they have, as they call them, no-nonsense judge, they could get maybe something like 10 years for him, maybe 15 years. Who knows? So something that is far less than a life in prison, which is what he deserves. So this, in this instance, is just so many entities involved, and so many people are at stake here, that it seems like they could actually let this whole thing happen, because it's obvious what was done. But again, US is US, and when you got some high friends in high places, you gotta you'll be able to do really pretty much anything. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments right now, and check out this tutorial as to how to trade Bitcoin in a smart way with proper risk and money management. And as for myself, I just have nothing else to say. Stay smart, stay rich, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.